All right, so let's talk about this situation here. Okay, so the first two cards I have out here is the Three of Cups, and this is what I mentioned about earlier, third-party interference. The High Priestess indicates to us heightened intuition. There are things that we know to be true. We don't have evidence of it in the physical world, but it's tugging at the back of our mind. It's like playing out in our thoughts, and it's basically things that we feel that we can no longer deny. They can pertain to gossip in the work front. We hear people like name dropping, or we hear our names in random conversations, and we know that it's not in our head. So there are definitely things that you know is kind of like in the to be true. Either somebody like wanting to interfere in your relationships, if you're in solid, stable relationships, or there is kind of like some troublesome energy brewing on the work front, okay? And I'm not saying this to scare you, but I do feel that what you want to know, more importantly, is that what you're feeling and what you think is happening, it is real. It's not just in your head. So it would be worth it for you to explore this a little bit further, okay? And I do sense that with the High Priestess, it does indicate heightened intuition, and the intuition is there for our greater good. So the Three of Cups usually is a gossip card. I don't read reversal, so it can be a celebration or a gossip card. When it's linked with the High Priestess, I'm inclined to think that it's underlying currents of gossip and things like that. So if you are offered a new position, for example, the Three of Cups sometimes can show up when you are on an interview and other people are talking about you because you're being interviewed. So that's completely normal. So I do feel that it can play out in a way where you might be under scrutiny, like at work or in an interview capacity. I do feel that the interview looks really, really good if you're looking for a new work or a new job and you're interviewing around this time. There is going to be some finalized a decision made regarding who gets to be employed. And I do feel there will be some contracts signed by the end of this month. And it's best by the end of this month, mainly because then it would clear up the Mercury in retrograde energy. So if it were to come in any sooner, it would be problematic. So I do feel that even though you might be waiting on something, you might be waiting on the supervisor or whoever, the interviewer, to make up their mind and to decide so that you're not stuck in limbo. But I do feel that it's getting delayed for a good reason. Okay, so just hang in there and don't grow impatient, okay? Don't grow impatient. It is going to come through for you. Now, in terms of your love and relationships, we do have the Lovers linked up with the Seven of Wands. The Lovers is, once again, this is a very strong union between two people. And I do feel that it can be work, like a work partnership or a relationship as well. But what I do feel with the Three of Cups is that there is some third party interfering in your relationship, and I do feel some information coming to light for this month. The Lovers is also a situation where there might be temptation, and this is basically fighting back temptation here with the Seven of Wands, not succumbing to temptation, not getting involved with people for the wrong reasons. You are very well received this month, I feel, on the romantic relationship front. So I do feel that element of temptation is coming in for you, where you are being sought after by many, many people. Okay. At the same time, with the Three of Cups earlier, I do feel that there is a potential here for some type of a meddlesome energy, people interfering in your relationship, potentially exes of whoever it is that you're dating, as well as your own exes. But I feel like it might be communication coming through from your partner, from their exes, but I don't feel they're hiding it from you. I feel like they're telling you, and then you might get really just riled up over it. You're basically defending your relationship partner, and you are in a position where you are fighting back or attacking, not physically, but I do feel that you are taking a stance as to what you will and will not tolerate. So for example, if you don't want your ex to remain friends with, if you don't want your current partner to remain friends with their exes, you need to speak up and voice your opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't feel. There's nothing wrong with making, demands in certain relationships, but make sure that it is mutual. Make sure that, one person is not held to a double standard, okay? So I definitely feel some fighting for a relationship is coming in the works. I feel for a lot of you, your partner might be taking a trip, like a business trip, like a trip for work, and then they might have like, people that might pose as a temptation to them, or you are a little bit jealous, mainly because your significant other is taking a trip with like, a lot of female co-workers, or just, whatever gender you're dating, they're taking a trip with the opposite sex in the work environment. And it might not go over well with you, but, just don't fly off the handle. Just approach this situation rationally. For others of you, in terms of your family life, there might be a change in the home environment. There might be some fixing up within the house environment. So this is basically, I do sense like if you have balconies, stairs, and things like that, there might be some type of, I feel like, I don't feel like it's lightning or, something catastrophic, somebody falling off a ledge or a balcony. I do feel some rot. For some reason, I feel like some rot. I feel like the pillars were not made to sustain a huge amount of weight. And then if you have like a family gathering, everyone might gather on the balcony to take a picture, and then they hear some creaking sounds. I do sense this is something that is very sudden that is coming through for you, okay? So structurally, something within the family home, something like is structurally not sound, and it needs to be looked at. So I'm feeling rot for some reason, and we are going into May, so it shouldn't be raining, but depending on wherever you are, I do feel some type of repairs, last minute repairs is going to be required of you. For others of you, I do sense there is potential here to relocate or move to a new job that will provide you a lot of financial security. So you are thinking about potentially moving, your entire family unit to wherever it is that you need to be for the new job. I don't feel it's outside of the country. I do feel it is over a body of water. So this can be rivers, streams, lake, and it's quite a long distance, but I don't sense that it's overseas. Okay. That's coming through. And the last interpretation of these two cards together, there is some shakeup happening within the family unit. If you are in a relationship, for example, and you have been headed for divorce for quite some time, this is the month in which things might boil over, okay? So if you're kind of like, if you have been separated or you're thinking about divorce with your significant other, but you're still living in the same house, I do feel some blow up happening. This is arguments, disputes. That is going to bring all the information to light, and everything that you swept under the rug is basically coming up for re-examination. Okay. So it's like, feelings boiling over, resentment, things like that. And I do feel they are coming through as a major, major disruption in the family unit. So for example, if you're living with a significant other, and both have thought about separation for quite some time, this is pretty much the end of the line where you have to move out. You or your significant other has to move out, and you are starting to realize that you both can no longer share the same living space. Okay, so if you stay together for other reasons, financial reasons, or for the children, this is the month in which things cannot be the same. Things will not come back together after this. Okay, so some major, major heavy hitters here. So just be careful about that. Okay, Geminis. Okay, in terms of your financial situation here, we do have a balancing act. Money is not coming fast enough, mainly because there was recently, if you've been in a situation where you're separated, the financial situation is rocky. Okay, it's also when we have the Three of Swords as well as the Two of Pentacles. It's also relationships interfering with our emotional state, which interferes with our ability to really be on top of the game and to also be very focused on the financial front, okay? So just keep that in mind and keep your feelings in check, especially when you're in the work environment. What I'm getting here is the Lovers is traditionally the card of Gemini. And this deals with the heart and the head. So it's basically compartmentalizing, leaving your feelings at the door before you head into work. And it's also managing the disparate energies within yourself, which is trying to balance out the personal life and the private life. Okay. So in terms of both of these cards, I do feel for a lot of you, if you're juggling two people, things are coming to light. So please be very careful. We have the Tower as well as the Three of Swords, which indicates separation. If your partner has been juggling two people, you are going to find out about it. Okay, if your partner, there's just no way around this, because the Tower is just very, very swift, sudden, and irreversible. Three of Swords is like a sure separation. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which is, the decision. What do I do now? Well, you can't go back to the previous situation. You can't do that. And you can't go back to, whatever comes to light is there for you to move on. And you can't go back to this situation anymore. So if you've been juggling two people, I feel something is coming to light. So you need to really protect your secrets. You need to cover your trail. Do whatever you need to do. But I do feel that the energy during Mercury in retrograde, secrets have a tendency of coming out unexpectedly. And whatever happens, I do sense that whatever was not good for you is going to be weaned out of your life so that you can move forward with the option that was true and stable to begin with, okay? So I do feel that for a lot of you, if you have recently lost a job, especially, a new job will be in the picture for you. And I do feel that, 3 months, August timeframe is greatly indicated. So not to worry, okay? Don't get distracted by the emotional stuff when you're in the work front, because I feel that other people sense that from you, and it's just not professional. So, try to keep your feelings in check, okay? I also feel that for a lot of you, you might be juggling two jobs. You might be working a lot and not spending enough time with the kids or with, your significant other. So that might have been a big issue as well. Just make sure relationships are, balance out personal life and professional life. Now, in terms of your advice, both of these cards signify to me the same thing. This is emotionally checking out of a situation. A lot of you have been in a relationship for 8 months, 8 years. And it's coming to a head, and it's pretty much coming to an end. If that is the case, check yourself out. I feel like you've been checked out emotionally, you're no longer emotionally invested in it, but you might have still stayed in the relationship in the same household for financial reasons or for the children. And it's no longer serving you. So they're telling you, not only do you need to be emotionally checked out of this, you need to physically remove yourself from the environment because it's very toxic. Okay, it's very, very toxic. So try to aim for this clear cut, black and white. Are we together or are we divorced? Do I need to stay here or do I need to go? So you have to be very, very decisive and make very clear decisions for this month. And don't aim for those gray areas where you're still together, but where you're separated or divorced, but still living together. Don't go for those ambiguous gray zones because it's going to cause you a lot of confusion. Okay. So I definitely sense confusion, and I definitely sense staying in a situation that is not good for you for financial reasons. So I just want you to really keep this in mind and just know that it's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your mental health. So aim for clear-cut decisions, all right? And this is the month in which everything you pretty much swept under the rug is being brought up for examination. We do have as well the King of Pentacles here. And for those of you who are dealing with an earth sign, so this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I do feel that for a lot of you, whatever situation you were contending with, if you have a new person that is in your periphery, especially an earth sign, you are basically divinely guided to go towards this person, okay? To go towards something, whatever it is, this person, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, or whatever situation that is going to be a lot more financially abundant and stable for you. So, for example, if you have recently, like, I feel what it's telling you is the minute you walk away, the universe is going to help you turn the situation around in your favor financially, so that you're going to get some type of a compensation as a result of it. If you're looking for work, there is going to be a new job that promises a higher pay scale for you. So don't worry about it. Get yourself away from this situation, because it is greatly affecting your mental health. And when it affects your mental health, you're not in a position to make good decisions. You're not in a position to make good decisions for yourself. You're not able to be financially independent, and you're not going to be. So for example, if you're staying in an unhealthy relationship for financial reasons, it basically means that unless you get out into the world and build up your financial empire and build up your own financial stability, you're always going to be stuck in a series of, like spiraling in unhealthy relationships. We have to be comfortable and completely self-sufficient on our own in order to attract the right people. If there are ever any like imbalances, and if there are ever any imbalances in a relationship, it's going to start to crack the foundation of that relationship, okay? So what I mean is, and I hope like this makes sense, but the message is coming in so strongly that you're together in a relationship with somebody, and financially, I feel like it's not balanced, and it's causing discord in the romance within that relationship. Additionally, if you're staying with somebody for financial reasons, or likewise, if somebody's staying with you for financial reasons, all those cracks are going to start to emerge in the foundation of that relationship. All right. So unfortunately, Geminis, this is a major month for decisions, and I don't see any other way around this. We have the High Priestess, which basically indicates follow your intuition. The Lovers, third party involved in some type of a love situation. The Tower, unexpected news coming out, and then you have to make a decision here. And they're pretty much telling you need to walk away from this, and you're moving on to something better. So I don't see another narrative that I can get from this, okay? So please aim to do the right thing and try to get yourself out of situations that are basically bursting at the seams, okay? If the foundation is not strong, it's not a good relationship, and it's going to start to show cracks over time.